Today on Bucket of Cars, I'm going to introduce you to Freebird, and she's going to get some new wheels and tires. Okay, so welcome back to Bucket of Cars. This is Phil here, and I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite cars, Freebird. I have not driven this car yet. 68 Firebird. The reason she is called Freebird, and I'll probably upload some videos here of when I picked up the vehicle, but it came in through my business. Essentially, the person phoned my my dispatch and told them that they had a Chevy truck and a shell of a Firebird to get rid of. This was 2 years ago at the beginning of COVID, and at the time metal prices weren't doing very well, and I said that well, if they want the shell gone and the truck gone, they're gonna have to pay me $300 and I'll take away both. As you all know, a shell of a car is usually no interior, no engine, no tranny, no wheels, no doors, no glass, no interior, no anything. And although it doesn't look like this when I picked it up, the car was damn near complete. Just the engine wasn't in it, the tranny wasn't in it. The interior is exactly how you see it. I have the door panels, but the interior is exactly how you see it. The convertible top, it works. It's got two nicks in it. I picked up this this hood at a later date, so that hood did not come with it. I do have a regular hood that came with it. And the quarter panels, I have replaced them since. But the car, rust-wise, is really not that bad. The quarter panels are really all that needed to be done. There's small rust repair that I'm going to have to do on the front fender right there, and probably on the other side as well. The engine, I had to track down an engine. I do have the original engine, but it was just too far gone. It was removed from the car, not stored in very good conditions. I've gotten this vehicle, I got the transmission rebuilt. I believe it's just the 2-speed. It's not a 3-speed anyways. A lot of people told me that I shouldn't have done that, but this is just going to be a cruiser. I wanted to get the original tranny done and pay the money for it to be done properly. So it is kind of turnkey. The wheels and tires, we're going to replace these wheels and tires, even though the tread has really good tread. As you can see right there, I don't know if it's going to show up, but it's just separating all along there. That's a crack. So these tires are going to blow. You can see the cracks in the sidewall. I don't know what date these are. I can probably try and find the date code, but it doesn't really matter. They're toast. Every single tire is toast on this car. It's cracking right there. If you can see it right there, it's all cracked inside the tread on most of the tires. It's cracked. It's cracked on the sidewall. So the tires are toast. I tried to find something at the local swap meet, the car swap meet that just happened recently, and I found some 15 rallies with some rims on them, but the guy wasn't budging on price. So. And they weren't exactly what I wanted, so I ended up going out to buy some brand new rims and tires from Albion Tire out in Maple Ridge there. Great guys there. Go see them if you need any tires, support local. And yeah, they tried to fit me up with something that's probably going to fit. They haven't seen the car in person, so we were going by some measurements here, so we're going to find out today if they fit. But this is that's Freebird, and that's the story on her and how I got a 68 convertible for free. So let's take a look at these tires. Okay, so we picked up these Riddler 17-inch rims and tires from Albion Tire out in Maple Ridge. They didn't sponsor me, but you know what? Support local guys. These tires for the fronts are the 225/55 17s. For the rear, we got 245/50 17s. They didn't see this car, so we weren't able to do any test fitting. So this is going to be it on the computer, or sorry, on the channel for you guys. But they are a lot bigger. This is the front tire that's going to be going on. So yes, it is a lot bigger. But you know what? They're the professionals, and they say that it's probably going to work really good, and I'm going to be happy with them. And I like the look at them. I think the look of these are going to match what I'm trying to do with this car. And I guess with no further ado, let's try and get these bad boys on. So if you notice, we're just putting 3 lug nuts on. We're just doing this for test purposes, so let's see what the back ones look like. Okay, so we've just got one more tire left to go. I really think that these Falcon tires are going to do pretty good on this car. Sorry, gotta get my impact gun or impact socket. They're different sizes. There we go. Yeah, I think these tires are going to do good on here. It'll be interesting to see how it sits. Now keep in mind this car's got stock exhaust, stock suspension, and it's not going to be sitting exactly perfect. It's also going to be having the drum brake showing through the front, which that's going to have to get changed in the future. But again, this is just a cruiser car, so we're just going for a little bit of nice looking rims and tires on a project car. While I try and get this tire on, because I've never had a tire try and fight me so much with these lug nuts. They're just not wanting to line up very well. I know that a lot of the Pontiac purists will know this already, but an easy way to tell the difference between a 67 and 68 Firebird is just simply looking at the vent window. 67 will have a sized triangular vent window, whereas a 68 will not. So there are other slight differences. I believe the marker light is another one on the front. Turn signals. I could be wrong. I don't know my GM products too well, but they definitely are quite similar cars, and unless you know what to look for, it can be difficult to see. Now, looks like this is going on okay. So I don't know what you guys think of it so far, but so far I'm liking the look of it. It looks like it's going to be a little close there, but I think it's going to be okay. Again, we're just putting on three of these lug nuts. We're just doing it for a show for right now, just to see how they fit. Get them centered get them centered on the tire. Check for clearance issues. So, I'll move this out of the way. Let's drop her down. Let's take a look. So the car is sitting pretty high right now. It's got stock suspension. Like I said, it's got the drum brakes on the front. this isn't going to be the finished ride height of the car, but it is going to be a driver project, so I think these tires are going to look really good. I do like how the painted centers, this painted silver or gray, it almost looks like this is a beauty ring on the outside. Really hard to tell on camera, but I do have a couple close-ups that you can see with it. But let's check out for some clearance. I'll start the car and I'll turn the wheels back and forth and see if we have any clearance issues with any rubbing here or hitting the inner fender or anything like that, or frame. Pretty good, but there is some rubbing on this side. So I'm going to have to really, I guess, look at it and see. I'll take it over here to show you. It's definitely got some rubbing on the back wheel here. It's definitely hitting right in here. So I'm just wondering how big of a tire or how much smaller of a tire I might have to go for the front. It didn't look like it rubbed on the other side. I'm going to start it again. I'm going to set up the camera on this side and see if I don't see anywhere here that it hit. But let's take a look and see if it's going to hit. The back I think is going to be okay. The front should be okay. Let's see if it's looking at the frame here. Yeah, we got lots of room on the frame. So I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty dark, but it's not hitting the frame. It's more just the inner fender. I'm gonna take a look on this side again. And okay, so we're gonna be looking right in here when I start the car and turn the wheel, and we're gonna look for some clearance issues on this side. So it's tight, but there's definitely no rubbing on this side. So why there's rubbing on the other side, I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to take a look and see if maybe the fender or inner fender can be adjusted, because I don't really know why it's gonna be rubbing on one side but not the other. Okay, so this side, it's obviously hitting right here. I'm going to start the car and turn it one more time. It looks like it's hitting on the lower section, I believe, down on the inside here. I don't know why, so let's take a look. Let's get it to the contact point and see if there's some reason why. Maybe this fender. I know this fender is a little loose, so that could be the situation, but let's take a look. Okay, so it's definitely hitting. I don't think it can come back any. I mean, if it was hit with a hammer, I could maybe make it clearer, but it looks like it's not even past the apex of the tire. So even if I hit it with a hammer and made it clear, if I hit a bump on a turn, it might actually rub a bit, and I don't really want to be wrecking any tires. So let's move it back here. That's so hard. Let's start it. Not hitting there. That's where it starts to hit. So, I mean, my wheel's barely turned. So that's just going to be rubbing too much, because even on soft turns, it seems to be rubbing. With the car jacked up in the front, I'm just going to blast these 3 lug nuts off. Again, I'm only using 3 because we're just test fitting, and I still have to get these tires and rims balanced when if I choose to keep them, or not choose to keep them, but the tire size is right. Okay, so where it's rubbing is just right here. You can actually see it's rubbing a little bit right here. This nut is sitting pretty proud. So I've got my hammers, little guy and big guy. We're just going to see if we can massage this a bit. Like I said, this fender is not on very well. She's in. You can see that our rat's nest is obviously in this fender. That's great. I think that's overkill for what I'm doing. Okay, so it's definitely bending in now. It's matching the same contour to the other inner fender. I think what we're going to do is just put the tire back on and see how she fits. Get the wheel back on her. So hopefully with that massaging, it's going to help out. So let's take a quick look. I'll drop the car down, I'll start it up, and I'll turn the wheel. So far so good. Well, I'll get you to come take a look here. How do I take this thing off here? There we go. Okay. So it is, whoops, sorry. Zoomed in on you. Hold up. Okay, so I got the tire turned and it is close. I don't know if you can see there. It's not rubbing, but it is tight, very tight. Again, I don't know if we have the suspension jump up and down. If it's going to rub on the tire, I'm probably going to bounce the vehicle right now and see. I don't think it's past. I think the apex of the tire is right there. Center of the tire. I mean, shoot, it's close. So I don't know if it's going to hit if I bounce. So let's give it some test bounces and try. I can't tell if it is or it isn't. I mean, there's not really any weight. I can't hear any squeaking there, but turn the wheel a bit. Well, I don't see any rubbing up and down from the suspension moving. I also don't see that rub mark anymore that we used to have here on this tire. So I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if we got in the clear with this thing. I guess actually, because I took the tire off, the rub mark that used to be here, it's probably somewhere else on the wheel. So because I don't see any rub marks here, we might be on the clear. It's super tight though. Probably enough that if we if I do end up keeping these rims and tires, I can probably make it work. But I'll talk to the boys back at the shop and see what they say as far as if this is a clearance issue that we can fix with maybe just a little bit smaller of a tire up front. Is that going to affect the stance? I mean, the stance isn't good anyways right now, but at least if we get something for the money, because we're buying brand new stuff that actually fits with no rubbing issues, then I think that's the better way to go. So we'll see what they have to say.